Hey, what's up Islanders? In today's video I'm going to be playing as the Troodon. Now most people like to say that Troodon is a very weak dinosaur, and yes, I believe you, that is true. It is very weak, on HP at least, because it weighs like a feather. But today I decided to play it, and I gotta say, it's actually grown on me quite a bit. Now, saying that doesn't mean that, it was easy to play. I actually had to die a lot in order to get good, but to be honest, like once you get good with Troodon and you know how to play the dinosaur, it's honestly very, very fun. Now, one more thing before I start the video, I'm going to show you two examples of how fights with Troodon can go good and how fights with Troodon can go bad. First one I'll show you is how fights can go bad. We'll call that Exhibit A. Now, as you can see right there, I died to desync, but in this clip, Exhibit B, you're going to see how a fight can go really good. And now that I've got him purple, he's on the last stage of Venom here, which means his bleed is going to be really high and his damage intake from my pounces will be even higher. And now, onto the video. Alright guys, to start my journey, I spawned in the northeast jungle and I picked my very first mutation as a Juvenile. I went for Ammonia to deal more damage on a bleeding target. And right after that, I booked my way to Sanctuary where I basically found nothing, so I had to leave and go to Northeast Plains instead. And after a very long run on the brink of starvation, I was able to find this goat, which I killed for the lion's diet. And right after killing it, I got to eating, and I filled up my lines, which gave me 100% boosted growth with the new diet system. And just as I sat down, this raptor pulled up out of nowhere, and I was low-key kind of scared, so I just kind of got up and snuck around for a little bit. I kind of really wanted to keep my goat body here, just because of the strategy that I have to growing Troodon. But unfortunately, he just got really close, and I just had to book it. It didn't seem like he ate from the body, so I just came back and camped it a bit longer. So with the new diet system, my strategy for growing Troodon is to just stay near one body, because AI can last on the floor for a long time and your stomach space depletes way faster now. So when you eat from a diet and you maintain that 100% growth rate, you can get the sub-adult basically. Now, as I was executing this strategy, a baby Omniraptor showed up, so I pounced it on the floor. I was definitely not about to let him steal my body. Now, instead of pouncing it to death, I decided to conserve some of my stamina and finish it off with my bites. Now, I don't know what he was thinking, but I guess he had different plans, which ended up costing him. I just had to sit down after that fight because Omniraptor bleed is very bad, so I just healed my bleed and I went for the body afterwards. At least something good came out of it because I ended up with perfect diet right after. W's in the chat. After hitting sub-adult, I left Northeast Plains and I made my way up to highlands. I spent some of my time searching for food and I walked around for quite a bit, but after turning around the pond I saw what I was looking for. As I started to sniff, some diets started to show up on screen as well as some group symbols, so that basically let me know that there was a lot of people here, and so I got to work. The first target I spotted was this injured Gallimimus. With a broken back and pretty much depleted stamina, I just went in for an easy kill. With that pounce, I got him the first stage, which meant he was going to take slightly more damage from me. And I juked him out, went in for another pounce, which got him to stage 2, and that's when he dropped. Just as I had killed him, another Troodon showed up out of nowhere, and he invited me to his group, so I joined him. We shared the spoils together, and I made my way to a Pachy that I had seen earlier. I snuck up on him while he was in a bush, hiding. I swiftly went in for my first pounce. And with my first Venom call, the hunt was on. After a failed pounce, I got hit back in return, and I went and sat in a bush since I had hit full grown stage in that fight, so I picked my last mutation and I went back in. I didn't want to rush and be too hasty, so I kind of snuck up on him again while he was in the bush and just kind of, you know, assessed the situation, and I went back in like through the bushes, that way he wouldn't see me coming. After getting him into stage 1 again, I knew I had to be quick, so I tried maneuvering a lot around him to confuse him, and I went in for my second pounce, getting him into stage 2. And after dodging his attack and using that stage 2 damage boost, I was able to kill him with the last pounce. I sat down and healed after the fight, and I went for the body right after. After some time, I saw this Omniraptor out in the open, and I decided to mess with him and, you know, gauge his skill, see if I could take on a fight. Seeing his alt bite triggered my PTSD, so I decided to run away. After which I got jumped by a baby Dilo, which I didn't have the stamina or the speed to fight against, so I got him the first stage and I chased him off. After running low and getting about half of my stamina, he decided to leave, so I did as well, and I hid in this bush for quite a bit. Things died down after that, and I was able to go back to the plethora of bodies we had in the center. I joined my little Troodon pack, and we feasted like kings. After eating, I saw the Dilo again, and my stamina was actually better this time, so I chased him up into the hills. Just as I got to the tip of the hill, I heard some loud stomps, and I saw a Dibble, which made me shift my focus to the Diabloceratops instead. The pack joined me as we surrounded the herbivore while it was eating. I waited for the right moment to strike, and I went in for the opening pounce. After the first Q, my teammate went in for another pounce and got him into stage 2. I baited out his ult attack and I went in for the final pounce to get him into stage 3. Now unfortunately, I feel like one of my packmates died to desync right there, because I could see him pounce onto the dibble, but he died, so that left our numbers down by 1. I backed off and kept some more distance between me and the dibble because I saw the Dilo come back to help him. Turns out that they were in a mix pack. I watched as my third packmate got packed up by the dibble right in front of me. And at that point I decided that our numbers were way too low and they outnumbered us and outstrengthened us, so I ran away. Defeated, I made my way down into West Trail, and I saw this pair of Seratos who were nesting in the plains. I decided to steer clear of them because I didn't want to take on a fight with 2 Seratos as a small Troodon. I started sniffing and I found a body on my radar which was right through these bushes, so I decided to go in for it. Maybe, you know, I could get some diets from the organs. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, as soon as I went out those bushes, that was the last thing I was expecting to see, so I was actually kind of scared. Anyways, after my heart dropped back there, I kept on walking and making my way down to the pond, where I found this baby dibble swimming around, and I decided to just cut it off on its way out of the water. I guess he had a death wish because he didn't seem to want to fight back or do anything really, so I just got an easy kill off of him. I ate the body and took a quick sip. After which I made my way up into South Plains through the jungle, where I found these 2 Tennos that I decided to mess with for a little bit, not intending to really fight or kill any of them. I just kind of wanted to be a troll. They seemed very bothered by my presence, and I found it kind of funny. They saw me as a threat for some reason, even though I was like 10 times smaller than them, and they chased me off. It was all in good fun, guys, I promise. After leaving the Tennos, I came across this group of Dilos in South and decided it wasn't worth staying, so I went up the trail searching for food and I was able to find this body, so I took a couple bites. I logged off, and I came back. I went back into South Plains where I found this sea turtle, very suspicious. I also saw this baby Serato on the corner of my eye, so I went in for a kill. After missing my pounce, I heard really loud footsteps and I saw Mama Serato, which sent me running. And I had to look for food in this barren landscape where I found nothing, even though I heard like a subadult Serato calling from this area. But anyways, Fast forward, I was able to make my way back up into highlands where I really didn't find much, so I continued on my way. I went through the jungle to get down to Westrail. Very spooky at nighttime. So eventually I made my way down into the plains and I was inching my way slowly towards the waterhole. My hunger was running low and luckily I came across this Carnotaurus who had just finished drinking at the water. Oh yeah, in case I didn't mention this before, your bites at stage 3 do more damage as well. So I didn't even have to pounce him, that meant I could conserve my stamina just to kill him. I opened up the body and ate very quickly. He respawned and came back for seconds. And after he came back for a third time, I really decided to just kill him and then leave, because it wouldn't be worth staying. And with my stomach full, I took a quick sip and I kept on moving. I hunted some boar up in West Axis for sport. I was at full perfect diet, 300% boosted growth, and server restart happened. I also found this unfortunate baby Dilo who had died. Too bad I couldn't eat him. I logged off and I came back. And I made my way back to the West Rail Pond where I found this Ceratosaurus. This time I decided to pick a fight. And after pouncing him once, I realized that he had a massive mix pack behind him, so I just left. I saw a Pachy in the distance, so I decided to get up close, and after getting distracted by this breaking coconut, he actually had noticed me and tried going in for an attack. But I noticed him too, and I dodged it, so I started chasing him. He ran away in self-defense, but I was faster than him and I was able to catch up and eventually get a pounce in. I really pulled a bad move here because I tried going in for another pounce way too quickly, which messed up my venom stages. So I just kind of had to watch him from a distance while I regained my stamina. Eventually, I followed him down to the beach where he got attacked by Herrera, and instead of joining in, I decided to let the Herrera have his fight with the Pachy. I thought it would be nice to watch. I was really just interested to see who would win the fight because they both had pretty much an equal chance, but if the Herrera got hit once and, got leg broken, it'd be wraps for him. So it was a really interesting fight to really watch. Oh my god, guys. After seeing the Pachy drop right there, I was actually so impressed that I didn't even want to, like, mess with the Herrera at all. So I just kind of waltzed my way up there, knowing that he was low, knowing that I could have killed him, but I decided to be nice instead, and I gave him a chunk from his well-earned kill. Even though he did kind of steal it from me, I wasn't really mad. And so after that, I made my way back up into Highlands. I was mainly just walking around here trying to find something to eat because I decided not to eat from the Pachy body back there, so my hunger was starting to drop a little bit low. And to be honest, while walking around here, I was met with some good fortune, and it was my lucky day because a juvenile, well, I would like to say subadult, yeah, that's a subadult, subadult Pachycephalosaurus showed up out of nowhere, and I was able to hunt it down. So after that all happened, and I got my kill and my fill, I made my way down to the Highlands Lake where I saw a Pachy and a Cerrado mixed packing, which is probably going to be one of my least favorite mixed packs of all time because Pachy can just break people's legs where the Cerrado gets the kill. Luckily, the Cerrado was a juvenile still, and the Pachy was just helping him grow. So I snuck up on them in hopes of getting the kill on the Pachy and leaving the Cerrado to fend for himself. I had the Pachy in stage 1, and I baited out one of his charge attacks. And after dodging attack and going in for another hit, I got killed to desync. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I appreciate your support on my channel lately. It means a lot to me, and if you did watch to this point, please make sure to subscribe and leave a like and a comment on the video. Thank you very much.